Just another incredible night at the play-in tournament. In the East, the Sixers defeated the Magic to punch their ticket to the playoffs as the 7th seed. And in the West, we saw an absolute thriller in the 9-10 elimination game. Warriors are one win away from the playoffs, and the Clippers' season is over. Welcome on into Stage 11. I'm Taylor Oaks. We got Dirk Nowitzki, Blake Griffin, and Udonis Haslem. Take me back to 2016. Take me back to 2019. We had Steph.
Me too.
Kawhi
Take me back.
in an elimination game. Incredible matchup. BG, what did we just watch?
I mean, no matter how many times you've seen it, you talk about it, you know what's going to happen, you know what's possible. Steph Curry, it's almost like you're never out of the game when you have him on your team, and he always delivers. Or it seems like he always delivers. Tonight was no exception. That was an incredible performance. I got no more words.
Do I got it? Is that how Steph did it?
Yep.
Hey, listen, winning is a skill. Like, winning is a skill. If it wasn't, everybody would do it. We got to see some of the best in the business do it tonight. Steve Kerr, Draymond, Steph, what he was able to do. This is a skill, and I'm happy to see these guys win. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Feeling pretty good right now.
They redeemed your heat? Feel better?
A little bit.
Dirk, everything we could have wanted.
Yeah, incredible fourth quarter there. Guys making shots. Draymond. Can't say enough about his defensive genius. When he's locked in somebody he doesn't want to help, he's all over him. He uses his long arm to get on the Kawhi. Kawhi had no shot. His first field goal came with 10 seconds to go in the fourth. So it was an incredible job by Kawhi, offensively making shots. I mean, it was an incredible display in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about Steph and Curry, that third quarter explosion, it was like nothing that we had seen there, UD.
D'Anthony Milton said it a few weeks ago. Like, when he's in our locker room, we have the ultimate confidence that we could beat anybody. He just breathes that confidence into us, and we feel like it. When he steps on the basketball court, not only does he draw so much attention, but once he gets it going, it is demoralizing for a defense. There is nothing you can do. You can trap him. He's going to get around the trap and pull up. He can play off the ball. He can get a shot. So it's extremely demoralizing when Steph Curry gets it done. But it's so much of a joy to watch. And I'm just sad Kawhi had to go home, but this was a beautiful game, and I'm so happy to watch this game and enjoy it.
It's a joy to watch him, but it's also a joy to watch how much joy he plays with.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Who else makes a huge shot like that with under a minute left and turn to the crowd and have a moment and then walk off and be with your teammate and then come back and seal it? Dirk, you touched on Draymond's defense. I thought the Warriors as a whole did such a good job of just sticking with their defensive game plan, right?
Yes.
We're going to give a lot of attention to Kawhi, and then that allows Draymond to do what he does and one-on-one make plays towards the end. So a credit to everybody. Obviously, Steph did what Steph did, but there was a number of guys who just stuck with the game plan and just stay focused. It's very simple.
Man.
You know what you're supposed to do, just do it. And
You get 21 fast break points. You get 35 points off turnovers and 43 points from your bench. You would think you would win that game. You would think you would win that game, but it just didn't go that way. But you have to give credit to Steve Kerr. One thing I saw that Steve Kerr did, and this was a heck of a move by him, is coming back with Al Horford. At that time when Al got hot, Al was minus 20 in that game. And usually when a guy's minus 20, he's not in the game down the stretch. So shout out to Steve Kerr for having confidence in the vet.
Yeah, I mean, 7 threes for Stephen Curry tonight, and it is time for our premium player presented by Patron.
Hot player.
There he is.
Welcome on in.
Built the chain.
There he is.
All right,
keep the
Steph.
chain on.
Yes, sir.
This game had everything that we wanted. High stakes, big shots, 2 superstars going head-to-head, and you and Kawhi, but the Warriors prevail in this one. What did the intensity of that matchup feel like from the inside?
I mean, it's a play-in, but it felt just like the playoffs. And for us as a team, there's a lot of unknowns just on who's going to be out there in the closing lineup, how the rotations were going to go, just because we haven't had everybody available for a good stretch of the season. But once we got out there, the biggest thing for us was just kind of withstanding the runs. We were down, I think, 10, 4 or 5 different times and never gave up, kept punching back. And it was just resiliency. A lot of champions in that locker room, but we haven't done it together. But it showed in that, especially in that second half, where we just kept fighting back.
Congrats, Steph. Chain looks good on you. Talk to me about Draymond, man. What a warrior. What did he bring to you in this game?
That's who he is. It's not. I ran out of words to describe his influence and his impact on the game. 2 big steals down the stretch, but more so, like, Kawhi's gonna get his numbers, but he just made it hard on him all night. Just whether he was the primary defender making him work, whether he was a weak side guy coming over disrupting plays, the timely just energy that he brought for us all night. He's battling like a little cold or something like he's got going on, coughing every time out when we're checking on him, and he's just fighting through. It's amazing that when we get into these type of environments, what comes out of us.
Steph, congrats on the win, man. It's Blake. You've obviously played with a ton of great players. Kristaps Porzingis tonight was special. I mean, I don't know if you've ever played with a guy who get a tip dunk on a free throw and also hit 3 deep threes.
Yeah,
and
he put
also
one of mine back, too.
Hit 3 deep threes and also be heading on his way back to defense as the ball is still in the air. Talk about just the impact he made on this game tonight.
It's exactly why we made the trade, in the sense of, when he's battled a lot this season, but when he's out there, he provides another element for us. Like you said, stretching the floor, being able to put pressure on the rim offensively, a defensive, rim protector. And there's those plays early in the fourth quarter that gave us momentum, just to keep the game close. But we made them call the first time out in the fourth quarter. And for that, that's a huge element of just playoff basketball, being able to have timely, runs that keep you in it. And he did that in the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Steph, man, hell of a game tonight. You did here. Check me out, man. I just want to see, did I get it? Did you do it like that? Is that how you did it? Is that it? Did I get it right? I was want to know, did I get it? I'm trying to get it. Did I get it?
I haven't been out there in a while in high-pressure games, so I was trying to have as much fun as possible.
Man, you enjoy the watch,
enjoying
man.
myself.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
I got to say, it's a lot more fun, just watching it, not watching it in person. I still got PTSD.
Not quite the celebration, but wanted to ask you about Al, man. And you talked about why you went and got Porzingis, but you went and got Al. He's a Gator, but you also went and got him for his championship DNA. When he came in and made shots tonight, he was actually not playing that well. If you looked at the numbers, he was minus 20, but having confidence in him and him coming out having confidence in himself. You just talk about just having a guy like that in the locker room?
Yeah, you can't teach that championship grit. He's won everywhere he's been. 2 chips in college, got one in Boston. We were fighting, toe-to-toe in the 22 finals, and he won game 1 by himself doing exactly what he did tonight. So it was kind of cool seeing it on our side. And to your point, there was a moment he knew he wasn't shooting the ball well, and for him to take those shots with confidence, that means he's put the work in. That means he has belief in himself. And the fact that it went, that his way is just a testament to just being ready. I don't know what kind of, positive self-talk he had going on in his head, but it definitely worked out.
Yes, sir.
And it was very timely for us.
This game is everything that we would want in the postseason, watching 2 superstars in you and Kawhi Leonard. And before this matchup, Kawhi said that he never takes it for granted when he is going to face off against you, called you one of the game's greats. What do you take away from these battles with Kawhi?
It just brings the best out of you, because if you don't show up, bad things are going to happen because of the talent on the other side. And so, there's a very short list of guys who, like you said, we've been battling for years. I remember the 19 finals when he was in San Antonio playing against him in the Western Conference Finals. So there's just greatness, that you expect is going to be able to push you to, new heights. And as deeper we get into our career, we still have that edge and that competitiveness, but there's another element of appreciation, just because, we all know how much work goes into being ready for these moments, and the sacrifice that it takes to still be doing it at a high level. So I know his season's over, but he was unbelievable all year long. Probably going to be one of the All-NBA teams, and deservedly so.
Steph, last one real quick before you go. You're going to enjoy this one, obviously, but, you got a game Friday, a look ahead, a single elimination for that 8th spot. What are the Suns? What type of problems do the Suns bring, and what can you guys do to be ready?
Yeah, we know them well. I think they're different than the Clippers. They like to space it out. They shoot a lot more threes. D-Book's going to get his. Dillon's been playing great all year. But they have guys that can put the ball on the floor and create. And you saw what they did for 42 minutes or whatever it was last night against Portland. So, You know, they're a high-octane offense. We're going to have to go into another, hostile environment and just give it our best shot. And I think it's going to be fun. Like, that's all we wanted was another shot at keeping our season alive. And, another tough game ahead of us, but we have a game.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Steph. 35 points, and you live to fight another day.
See you Friday.
Absolutely.
Good
I
luck.
appreciate this.
We need the chain back.
By the way.
We need the chain back. Put it on the chair. Put it on the chair. We're still watching you.
All right, great stuff. That's going to be quite the
what a
matchup
game.
against the Warriors and the Suns. Early thoughts on what we're going to see from that, UD?
They cannot turn the ball over the way they did tonight against the Suns. The Suns thrive on those turnovers, so they definitely have to take care of the ball, get shots on goal, and if all else fails, give the ball to Steph.
You know what I'm excited for? Dylan Brooks versus Draymond Green. Give me 5 technical fouls. Give me 4 scraps. I cannot wait. 2 villains of the game.
Yeah, the Suns had a tough loss at home, so they're going to be fired up. They're going to get the building going. They're going to pick up. They're going to try to get under Steph's skin, trying to be physical. It's going to be a tough battle. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that big game for Steph called for some big sellies. UD, can you hit us with it one more time? Hey. Spinning image.
Almost.
Dirk, you're up.
It's really just upper body.
I'm giving a little too much hips with it. I'm from Miami.
Dirk
I give
got
a little too much hip action.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Real nice.
I got a good robot.
Yeah, BG, we'll work on yours.
Oh, his back's tight.
Back's tight. All right, we have much more still ahead tonight on NBA Nightcap. Coming up, we will revisit the 6th East. The Magic will play the Hornets on Friday to decide who gets the 8th seed. And here's what Desmond Bane and Orlando had to say after the loss.
I mean, there's frustration, but it's also a great opportunity ahead of us on Friday. Get a chance to play at home in front of our fans. Against another good team and the chance to go clinch a playoff spot against the Detroit Pistons. So I'm excited for the challenge.
This is literally it. This is it. One game at a time, and this is the one game that we've got to make sure we go home and take care of. And our fans are going to be there ready to go, supporting us, and as we make sure we take care of home.
You just live with the result and come out Friday and, in front of the home crowd and go get a win. That's all you can do. And so, shots didn't fall, but can't be discouraged. We got another game coming up real soon.
All right, the Magic now in a do-or-die situation, and we have talked about this. Start of the season, expectations were sky high for the Magic, thinking they'd be atop the East. They find themselves now in an elimination game. What do they need to take away from this loss from tonight, UD?
I mean, if you don't play hard and play together and connected, then you can lose to anybody. You saw that in Boston last week, and that's taking nothing away from the guys that came in because everybody on Boston's bench is a professional basketball player and needs to be respected. But that's a game where you have your whole team. You should walk in that game and possibly get away, most likely get a win, and you did not get a win. When you don't come in with the right mindset, when you don't come with the right focus, you can lose to anybody in this league. And this is an opportunity tonight where you came out, you got it going a little bit. Paolo didn't play the game well, Franz didn't play the game well, but you were still in the game and had a chance to win it at the end. So take what you can from that, but understanding lose or go home, and you need to be your best version. And for Paolo, I think he needs to buy in completely, wholeheartedly, 100, 1,000%. Getting in the paint, right here, getting downhill, different things like that, taking shots right there. When he got in the paint, you drew so many people. That's the time to spray and get somebody else a shot. One hit right here, going there and giving the ball up. I just think this team right now is a little discombobulated, and it's sad because they're one of the tougher teams in the league when they're focused with their defense and the way they can get out on the break.
Yeah, it's unfortunately been the same theme for them all season long. We talked about it in pregame, but this team's identity used to be defense, and it's not. It's clearly not that. And a lot was said about their offense. In the past years, they need to speed up. They need to do this. They went in and got Desmond Bane to try to fix some of those problems. But when you lose sight of what your original identity is, you start to question everything else. And that's sort of what I see from this team. And once it starts to go, it starts to go. And then every loss sort of compounds that. And now you start to feel resentment for every little thing that happens. So, like they said, their season's not over. They have a chance to still try to get this back. But this shows why the regular season is so important, why the end of the regular season is so important. Just get it right. You don't have to be right, just get it right. You move on to the playoffs and anything else can happen. So I'm excited. This Hornets team obviously is incredibly excited, coming off a huge win. And I think right now they feel like they can do anything. So I don't know. We'll see if Orlando can bring some magic. Sorry, no pun intended. I didn't actually mean for that to happen.
And Hornets 3-1 against the Magic this season, Dirk.
Yeah, I feel like actually the Magic defense wasn't horrible today. They were trying. They were, keeping them outside the lane. They contested some threes. Just their offense cannot keep up right now. They can't score enough. They turn the ball over too much. Can't shoot from the outside. Black and Franz feel like at times they have no rhythm, even though Black kept attacking. He was trying so hard to get going. Then he finally got the three to go. But I just don't know if their offense can create enough points now, especially now going to Charlotte, who's #1 offensive rating since January 1. Even if like tonight, Philly didn't have a good offensive night and they still put up 110 and they can't even score that. They couldn't even score 100. So can the Magic create enough offense to be in the game against the #1 offense since January 1? That'll be tough to see.
Well, the Sixers won this one, and congratulations, your prize are the Boston Celtics. We did get to see, though, what Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe and those guys were able to do without Joel Embiid, but what do you need from them in a game against the 2-seed Celtics?
They have to play fast, and I know it's easier said than done, but they have to play fast. Tyrese Maxey leads the league in fast break points, 382 fast break points alone. The ball is in his hands more than anybody in this league besides Joker, so he's going to have the opportunity to push the pace, set the tone, and get guys easy buckets. Paul George was amazing. If you got to get into the half court, you can always go into the pick and roll game with Maxey, or you can always go into the post with Paul George and slow it down, get you settled. And defensively, man, they got to contest everything. Boston's going to shoot a lot of threes, so you're going to have to contest everything. They're going to make some. You got to stay stable. You got to stay mentally tough for 48 minutes. And hopefully in the last couple minutes of those games, some of those threes are a little short, a little right, a little left. You get the rebound and you go.
Yeah, it kind of, it's going to be a lot of ISO ball with Jaylen Brown. Your defense got to be set. Hopefully you get Embiid back at some point here. We don't really know. But, Boston's not going to beat themselves. They're smart. They execute. They play super hard defensively. And on offense, they spread the floor. Jaylen Brown's fantastic, and the other guys just shoot threes. So it's going to be a tough series, but I agree with you, D. Speed the game up. Maxey, if you look at Maxey, he really hasn't shot the ball well since he came back from his pinky thing. So if they want to have any shot, he's got to play well. He's got to shoot the ball better than he has over the last few weeks, and to just give him a chance. And hopefully at some point, maybe game 3, game 4, you get Embiid back.
Yeah, Philly's a guard-heavy, wing-heavy team. Obviously, without Embiid, sort of changes the makeup of their team. But Boston has a ton of guard and wing defenders. All those matchups are going to be so important. I thought tonight, even though they won this game, I thought they took a lot of tough step-back twos, right? They didn't really stay into the flow of their offense. They got a lead, and they sort of went away from what was working. So to beat a team like Boston, you just can't have 3-4 minutes of inconsistency. You can't really have 2 minutes of inconsistency. It has to be 48 minutes to go get wins, especially if you want to go in and get a win on the road.
Yeah, and as you saw, Philly 2-2 versus the Celtics this season. Coming up, we are going to turn our attention back to the West and the incredible...
What's your level of anger, disappointment, frustration, or is there a word that you can use to describe what happened?
Pissed off. Yeah, we had a game in our hands and some silly plays, not doing the right thing execution-wise. And, to be up 13 with 10 minutes, to go in a game, we got to finish that game. So I'm disappointed about that.
As incredible as a game it was, certainly is sad to know that we are not going to see Kawhi Leonard for the rest of this postseason. But when you think about that game, how did they ultimately lose that one, BG?
It looked like they sort of got away from their defensive game plan. Early on, they had a lot of attention on Steph, the exact same way that Golden State had a lot of attention on Kawhi. There were several moments UD and I were talking about as we were watching a game where Draymond Green is an unbelievable player, offensively, that's somebody you sag off of. That's not anything new. That's what every team does. I don't think they went to that as much as they probably should have. There was multiple times where there was not enough pressure on Steph. And look, Steph is unbelievable. He'll pull a rabbit out of a hat. But when you're playing a guy like that, it has to be all hands on deck. It's not just one guy guarding. It's not even just two guys guarding because Steph moves so well without the ball. So it looked like to me they sort of just maybe didn't go away from that game plan, but they got a little bit too relaxed. And getting relaxed against Steph Curry gets you beat.
Yeah. You also got to be able to find a Woodford. I mean, no offense, he's 38, 39 years old. It's not like he's going to beat you off the dribble a bunch, you know, whether it was in transition or whatever the case may be. If somebody makes 1 or 2 threes, you just got to find them. So they just gave up too many threes to me there in the fourth against a team that can beat you from the three. That everybody knows that. So they didn't get out to the shooters in time.
Yeah, Golden State did a good job of going off the dribble handoff and coming back off it again. Early on in the first half, they were using a lot of pin downs. Derrick Jones Jr. was doing a great job of chasing Steph over those pin downs, getting around. He got a couple of offensive fouls on the other guys. So I think they adjusted a little bit and got it more into the handoff game with Steph, where if he hands off and you go over, he can come right back off it again because him and Draymond have that energy and that synergy together. They've done it so much. So I think that was a good adjustment that they made in the second half, and shots started to fall. And you know when shots starts to fall for Steph, the basket just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I do think it is important, though, to just appreciate the masterclass that Kawhi has put on this season. I know that we are seeing the end of it, but 57 straight games with 20 or more points, the second longest active streak in the NBA. And a little wrinkle in this one, with the Clippers lost tonight, OKC will get a lottery pick in this draft.
That don't make no sense. Yeah, that don't make no sense. That's cheap.
The rich get richer.
But you know what? At least Sam Presti goes and makes really good picks. So at least the pick won't go to waste.
And that 57 in a row tied with the late, well, not the late, but the great Bob McAdoo. And if I don't say that, he's going to be mad at me because he's one of my vets and he's an OG. He always talks about how great he was, and he said if he played in this year, they have to pay him $200 million. That's what he told me.
Ooh, okay, Bob.
If I played with y'all young boys, my numbers, they have to pay me $200 million. So 57 in a row, and Kawhi just tied it, so he was getting buckets due. Shout out.
All right, great night of hoops, and there's more to come. Friday on Prime, we've got 2 elimination games on the final night of the play-in tournament. In the East, it's the Magic against the Hornets. The winner gets the 8th seed, and the Warriors will face the Suns. The winner of that game earns the 8th seed out west. And for more on that, we welcome in Zach Lowe.
Hey, Zach. There he is.
Zach, we have seen some incredible moments and thrilling finishes during these first 2 nights. But what's your biggest takeaway so far?
That the play-in is awesome and that it should be here to stay forever. I mean, look what we saw tonight. Old guys, maybe you can't get through the regular season, you can't win 50 games, but you can get into the play-in tournament. And the Warriors and their 2 old Lions give us one more great memory. Vintage stuff from Steph and Draymond raging against the dying of the light. The dynasty's not over quite yet, Steve Kerr. And look, you feel the stakes are real and so much higher, and it's so starkly different from the regular season. And that's the other takeaway is, like, you've got to make the regular season feel a little bit more like this. It's never going to feel like this because this is a playoff game effectively, but to go from games that half of them didn't seem meaningful to this is just too stark of a change. We need more stakes in the regular season.
Zach, of the 4 teams left, got 2 games Friday night. Which team, in your opinion, is under the most pressure?
Orlando, and it's not even close. I mean, this is a successful season for Charlotte already. Sure, you'd like to get into the playoffs, but Orlando is sitting here facing a complete disaster from top to bottom. They couldn't stay healthy. They don't play together for long enough stretches. Dirk just talked about the offense just sort of devolving into, okay, does anyone want to shoot? Anyone want to ISO? What are we going to do now? And Jamal Mosley may be coaching for his job in that game if that ship hasn't already sailed. That this was a team that people thought, including me, would win 50 games, and they're sitting here getting double-digit loss on the road to the Sixers without Embiid. I mean, that by itself is they should be better than that, and now they're just chasing the 8th seed. It's got to be the Magic.
Good point. Zach, Friday night, what's your favorite matchup? What you tapping into? What you looking at? What you eyeing?
I'm eyeing both of them. I want to see if Charlotte can actually pull this off. And if LaMelo and Con Knippel, like the first real moment of adversity for Con Knippel and LaMelo, who would have been the go to that game, and maybe is the go to that game for what he did to Bam, by the way. Lucky to not get suspended. Are they going to bounce back? Blake already mentioned Dillon Brooks versus Draymond Green in Phoenix. That's a show. Steph reminded you that, we can sit here and talk about who's going to guard Steph, who does Phoenix have. The whole team has to guard Steph at all times. And the last thing I'm looking forward to is not Friday, it's the lottery, because Oklahoma City's getting another lottery pick from the Clippers. How high is that going to be? How much more embarrassment can the Clippers take? Sorry, Blake. And then, not only that, remember, the Clippers get the Pacers pick if it's 5, 6, 7, or 8. And we'll see if at 9. And so they're going to be looking at that, too, from the Zubac trade. So a huge lottery night for the Clippers after this disastrous loss tonight when, they blow a lead and Kawhi kind of invisible by his standards in the fourth quarter.
Is it a sorry, Blake?
No, you don't have to say sorry for me. It's positive all around. Ty Lue's got some time on his hands to finally meet with CP, so congrats, CP. Looking forward to that one.
Oh, there's a couple people need to meet with CP, huh?
Oh, hey.
Well, according to Chris Paul's Instagram story, he's having a time right now after that Clippers loss.
Have another drink on me, CP. I got you, bud.
Pettiness.
Zach Lowe, always great chatting with you. Thanks so much.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Zach.
See you, Zach.
All right, coming up next, why does our studio here at Stage 11 suddenly look like a German bar?